Hello all you lovely people in internet land. Andrew AC Yoshimura from Game Life Balance Australia, and today I received two items, the Game Boy alarm clock and the Game Boy Watch. So I thought I'd unbox them both and give them a go. Okay, so first of all we have the alarm clock, complete in box, and the wristwatch. Now this one comes with a funky kind of perspex case. This one you can just literally touch the buttons. So let's look at the alarm clock first, because I think that's probably, I don't know, the least kind of interesting one, I suppose, to me. I'm more of a watch collector. So let's have a look. Inside the box you just got the plastic protector, and the unit slides right out, and there you go. So it looks pretty damn similar to a Game Boy, except it's got a stand and the battery case, which takes two AA's, is up a little bit higher. The stand pieces can be taken out, which is pretty cool. I guess they're pretty useful. You should have something like that on an alarm clock. And it looks pretty much exactly the same shape as a Game Boy. Now, I think the Game Boy is probably never this white, but this one is faded, I will be honest with you. The front looks exactly the same. However, whoops, if you look at it like this, you'll notice that the alarm clock is a little bit thicker, and that might just because it's better to stand up that way. It is lighter, but I haven't put batteries in it yet. This one does have batteries. So it doesn't look like it's made from the original mold, but it looks like the front, at the very least, has been copied directly from a Game Boy at some point. The colors don't match up precisely. They're good enough. You can tell it's a Game Boy, certainly. It even says Nintendo Game Boy on it, which is pretty cool. The select and start buttons don't work. A and B do, and the D-pad does work as well. And there is obviously no cartridge slot, so you can't play Game Boy games on it, but that's not really why I bought this. Alright, let's put some batteries in it, but first of all, let's take off, oh, this is satisfying. Oh, look at that. Take off the display / protective plastic there. Alright, let's get this thing in. Hopefully it's not too loud. I haven't seen a volume control on it. And oh, smudged it with my fingerprints already. There you go. That's a thing. So the rest of the box is mostly empty space. Like there's this useless bit here where it says Game Boy. I suppose, you know, that helps just to advertise what it is. It doesn't look anything like the original case, the original box which the Game Boy comes in, and of course it comes with instructions. Now both of these products are by Paladone. I've never heard of them, but they have a license from Nintendo to make these, so more power to them. Now, where are the English instructions? So A and B. Okay, so that activates the light. You can't probably see it very well, but it's got a green tinge a la the Game Boy. It has the time, the month and day, and the alarm time you want to set it for. Now, I have it on good authority that this actually plays the some of the music from Super Mario Land, which is pretty iconic for the system, really. But I think I will move on to the unboxing of the watch, and we'll come back to the alarm after. You know, you don't want to watch me fiddle with this thing for 5 minutes before I get it functional. Okay, next we have the watch. Now this is much more interesting to me as a watch collector. And funnily enough, I already own a Game Boy Watch. They look quite different. This is from, apparently it's from thinkgeek.com. It was meant to be exclusively available, but I just found it in some store in the city. It wasn't a ThinkGeek store, that's for sure. So, and it was on special for $19. And to be honest, I wouldn't pay any more than $19 Australian for this. In fact, I probably shouldn't have paid more than $15. It's very simple. It is just a watch with a button on the side that looks like the Game Boy. That's it. This one though has a bit more functionality, although this one really does look like the Game Boy. The screen on this one is a little bit different, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, let's open it up. It's pretty cool, funky. There are the instructions. And, oh, got some little piece of sticky tape to the back there. So this could double as a display case, and I get the feeling that it's meant to, because it's a pretty cool item to display. It just pops out. There we go. And there is the unit itself. Already this feels like it's got a bit of a heftier construction versus the other one. The band is very loosey-goosey, very flexible. And it fits my wrist quite nicely, so that's good. The band is definitely long enough. I've had problems where it's not before, especially if you buy watches from Japan, just be wary of that. See, there you go. Nice bit of length there. Now, how do we get this working? It does come with the battery, apparently, but looks like there might be a reset button I need to press, so let me just see if I can press that now. Nope. Looks like I might have to open up the back. So rather than waiting around for me to do that, I'll pop off the camera and be back in a minute. Okay, well, that was an ordeal, and I'll explain why. This watch is meant to come with a C2032 button battery. And I thought there was a pull tab or something. In a lot of electronics, there's a pull tab you pull out, watch is activated, everything's fine. It turns out that this battery was actually dead. Now what's interesting about this is, well, that there are 4 screws on the back here. Even if you take that off, you cannot change the battery. Alright, now that is a little odd. If you read the instructions, it actually says, and I'll read it verbatim, battery is not designed to be replaced by consumers. Please reach a watch service center for battery replacement. Please reach, with English. Alright, but I am basically a watch service center. I'm just a Renaissance man like that. You actually need to remove the pins and the band, and the actual screws to take off the unit are underneath here, here, and here. So I did that. I managed to replace the battery after foolishly opening this one first, which you can see inside, but there's no point. I think this is just there because they didn't want to glue it on. So I do have a battery in there now, and it is reading the time, which is 9:05 p.m. So I have had a bit of a chance to fiddle with this. Basically, if you hold down A, or sorry, if you tap A, the A button, it switches the alarm on and off. And if you press the D-pad, it gives you that nice green light. Now that's just obviously like a little lamp, a little LED thing that just fills it up. Would it be nice if it was luminescent or something like that? The band itself, as I was talking about before, is quite nice. It's very Game Boy-esque, at least in terms of the color, and it's a little bit wider near the edges and narrower near the unit itself. So it is a bit dodgy that the watch, by the time I got it, had already depleted its battery, which doesn't hold a lot of confidence. Now, the battery didn't look great, I'm going to admit that. What I'll do now, and I love doing this, is take off the plastic. Yeah, there you go. That looks a little bit better. There you go. But yeah, it's still just a green light on one side, just like the old watches used to have. I think a lot of their licensing went into the design and licensing the tune from Super Mario Land. So when you compare both watches, well, I went into this thinking that this was going to be the outright winner, but this one is more accurate and looks more like a Game Boy. This one does more. It's got a light, it's got the days, it's got the month and the date, all of that sort of stuff. It's got a little light. I think the band on this one is better. This one looks more like a Game Boy though. It's more accurate. That being said though, this one probably slightly, ever so slightly edges out this one. Am I going to keep the box? No. And same for the alarm clock as well. I will probably keep the Perspex box though, because I think that's pretty cool to put with the rest of my Game Boy collection. Although I really actually think that I am going to wear this one a bit. I'm definitely going to wear it to work tomorrow. So I also managed to set up the alarm. Now it's the alarm clock. Once again, if you press A this time, it lights up the screen, which is pretty cool. And if you hold in A, you can set the alarm, hold in the B button, and you can change. Now the D-pad actually works up, down, left and right on this one, whereas on the watch it's just a click button for the lamp. So that's pretty cool. Honestly, I really thought that the watch would be the winner of this kind of duo here, but I'm actually a little bit more impressed by the alarm clock so far. It's not a great build quality, but it's sturdy enough, and they really went for what they were going for, which is the look of a Game Boy with an alarm clock inside it. Although the colors didn't match up exactly, I think it's a pretty good product. Look, is it worth 50 Australian dollars? No. I would say 30 Australian dollars. As for the watch, 40? No, do not pay that. I reckon wait till it's on sale, get it off eBay or something for about $30. I had a discount code for this place, so I didn't pay full retail, which was the smart thing to do. So I would try and get it from a place where the cost is a little lower, although this isn't available in too many places. What I'll do now is I will stop this recording and I will turn it back on just before the alarm goes off for both of them. Okay, there you go. So it plays the first few bars of the Super Mario Land tune. Not the Super Mario theme from the Famicom or the NES, but from the Game Boy, which I think is very fitting. Which I actually believe that song is quite iconic in its own right. Right, we'll do the watch and then we'll finish up. Alright, so there you go. There are the two alarm tunes, both basically the first few bars of the Super Mario Land overworld theme from the first level. As I said, I do like that song. I think it's pretty cool. I don't really use an alarm on a watch that much, but maybe I'll use it a bit more now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm AC for Game Life Balance Australia.